Good day everyone, I'm Jacoby Ambos from BSE 2D. I will present to you the introduction of quadratic equation in one variable, the factoring. So what is quadratic equation? A quadratic equation in x is an equation that can be written in the general form ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers with a is not equals to 0. A quadratic equation in x is also called a second degree polynomial equation in x. So, some example for this quadratic equation. We have x squared is equals to 25, 4x squared plus 4x minus 5 is equals to 0, 3x squared is equals to 4x minus 8. So there are several methods for solving quadratic equations. So first, factoring. Second, the square root method, completing the square. And last is the quadratic formula. So let's begin with factoring. So the factoring method applies the zero product property. If the product of two algebraic expressions is zero, then at least one of the factors is equal to 0. So if AB is equals to 0, then A is equals to 0 or B is equals to 0. So we have an example. So x minus 5 times x minus 2 is equals to 0. So according to zero product property, this product can be 0 only at least one of the factors is equal to 0. So iset natin to yung dalawa na ito na factor sa 0. So x minus 5 is equals to 0 and x minus 2 is equals to 0. So x minus 5 is equals to 0. X, ilipat natin yung negative 5 dito sa 0. So magiging x is equals to positive 5. So x minus 2 is equals to 0. So ilipat natin to negative 2 dito sa kabila, sa right side. So x is equals to positive 2. So, kunwari ito yung original equation. Yung x square minus 7x positive 10 is equals to 0. So, itong original equation natin na to, isa-substitute natin itong value ng x natin dito sa original equation. So, ito munang x is equals to 5 natin. So, x, yung value ng x natin is 5. So, 5 square minus 7, 5 times 5 plus 10 is equals to 0. So 5 raised to, so 5 square is equals to 25. 7 times 5 is equals to 35. Plus 10 is equals to 0. So 25 minus 35 plus 10 is equals to 0. So ibig sabihin, ito ay true statement. So yung isa namang value ng x. So yung value ng x is 2 square minus 7 times 2 plus 10 is equals to 0. So 2 times 2 is equals to 4. minus 7 times 2, 14, plus 10 is equals to 0. So 4 minus 14 plus 10 is equals to 0. So ibig sabihin, true statement to. So ang the solution set is 2 and 5. So for the steps naman, so steps in solving a quadratic equation by factoring. First, step 1. If necessary, rewrite the equation in general form ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Moving all non-zero terms to one side, thereby obtaining 0 on the other side. So, step 2, factor completely. Step 3, apply the zero product principle, setting each factor containing a variable equal to 0. So, step 4, solve the equation in step 3. So, step 5, check the solutions in the original equation. So, for example, solve the quadratic equation 4x squared minus 2x is equals to 0. So, ngayon, for step 1, if we can notice, so yung i-skip lang natin yung step number 1. So, for step 2, i-factor na natin. So, divide both sides natin by 2. By 2x. So, i-factor out natin by 2x from the two terms on the left side of the equation. Factor out natin sa 2x. So, 2x squared over 2x is equals to 2x na lang. Paano nangyari yon? So, 4 divided by 2 is equals to 2. X squared divided by 1 na x na yon. So, magiging x na lang. So, magiging 2x. So, 2x divided by 2x is negative 1. Kasi yun yung negative side niya. Is equals to 0. I-equate natin sa 0. So, pagkatapos niyan, i-separate natin sila at i-equate sa 0. So, 2x is equals to 0. So, divide both sides natin by 2. Then, cancel. So, x is equals to 0. So, yung isa naman, yung 2x minus 1. 2x minus 1 is equals to 0. Then, yung negative 1, ilipat natin sa right side. So, magiging 2x is equals to positive 1. So, divide both sides natin by 2. Then, cancel. So, x is equals to 1/2. So, yung value natin ng x, isa-substitute natin sa original equation. So, ito yung original equation, yung 4x squared minus 2x is equals to 0. So, dito na yung papasok yung step number 5. So, ito yung original equation natin. 4x squared minus 2x is equals to 0. So, i-substitute natin yung value ng x. So, yung una muna natin yung x is equals to 0. So, 4, yung value ng x is 0, square minus 2, yung value ng x is 0, is equals to 0. So, 4 times 0 squared. So, ibig sabihin niya 0 na yan. So, 2 times 0 is 0. So, 0 is equals to 0. So, nag-true statement siya. So, yung isa naman nating value ng x, yung 1/2. 4x square minus 2x, yung original equation natin. So, yung 4, yung value ng x natin na 1/2, square minus 2, 1/2. So, cancel na natin to. So, nagiging 2 na lang yun. So, ito kasi magiging 4 na to. So, magiging ganyan yan. 4, 1/4 minus 2, 1/2. So, cancel na to. So, magiging matitira dyan is 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. So, 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. So, true statement again. So, yung ating, the solution set is 0 and positive 1/2. So, ito yung true. So, ito yung the solution set natin. So, this is the answer for this example.